All right, everybody, this is going to be the kickoff special for the Royal Rumble. In the opening match on the pre-show, it's going to be the New Day, all bouncing around with the match of Cesaro, Kid, and Rose. Of course, this is a gimmick that started with Cesaro and Tyson Kidd dressing up as rosebuds to basically run in and beat up on the New Day, trying to set up what I thought was just going to be a main event feud of the New Day teaming up 2-on-2, trying to get the tag team division going. But then again, Adam Rose is the guy bouncing around with really nothing to do. Since then, Adam Rose really has stuck close to Cesaro and Kid, and they've been teaming up together. There's nothing really much to go on. The New Day, honestly, as a team, really hasn't lived up to what I thought it was going to be since its debut. I'm not the biggest Kofi Kingston fan. I think a lot of people will be looking for Kofi to hopefully have his spot in the Royal Rumble. We've seen him, jump off of the announcers table. We saw him last year jump from the barricade at the aisleway after he was being slammed there by Rusev, and he was able to jump back. I think he landed on the steps and then walked back into the ring, but I think he was eliminated quickly after that. Everybody knows that Biggie Langston is a guy in this match that I'm a really big fan of. Last year, I was picking him to be a future World Heavyweight Champion. He was having 6-man tags with John Cena and CM Punk, and he was the Intercontinental Champion, and I don't really know what this group is. These guys came together and people looked at them like, man, this is sort of a joke. This is not what I thought they were going to be. A lot of people were thinking maybe they would sort of suffer around in this sort of bad state of being bad baby faces that nobody really cared about. But they would turn heel, and it would be like sort of like Kofi's, finally bursting onto the scene like a firework. I think people have been looking for something to light a fire up underneath Kofi for a long time, and really have a real reason to be there. Kofi was so close years ago when he was doing the feud with Randy Orton. They had the one little screw up in the match, and Kofi has sort of been marked a mid-carder for life. Xavier Woods is the wild card in the back. I don't really know what to expect from Xavier Woods in here, but lots of talent on the opposite side. Tyson Kidd, of course, keeps on having matches at NXT. Last week we saw him battle against Finn Balor, and Cesaro is a guy that I think everybody was looking to be a main eventer by this time, easily by watching him win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I think that people would have thought that this would be a guy that people had thoughts of winning the Royal Rumble this year and going on to WrestleMania, and here he is. When a lot of people draw up their WrestleMania plans, they don't even have him anywhere to go from here. From here, the 6-man tag and the pre-show to the Royal Rumble, I don't think this match really has a whole lot of meaning to it. I don't really know to pick the baby faces or the heels. I'm going to just pick the baby faces, and I'm going to say that I hope a New Day pulls out the win with Biggie Langston, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods winning this one. Just because I don't know. I honestly have no opinion or no care. Cesaro and Kid is a 2-man tag team. Really could be good for the division right now. Having a match on the pay-per-view of the Ascension going up against the New Age Outlaws. Kind of a slap in the face to these guys. The New Age Outlaws, I can't really think of them having a match since last year's WrestleMania. I know that they were the tag team champions last year. Lots of talks about the tag team division really getting fixed. Nothing's really being done. But as long as Cesaro and Kid are being used right, I'm happy. Kid was the guy that was main eventing NXT shows. And on those pre-shows, Triple H was saying when Tyson Kidd went back to WWE from developmental, he's going to be planted right into the main event. Well, he ain't in the main event. I mean, he's on the pre-show in a 6-man tag. I was looking for more than this. Of course, he made his return finally. He lost a match to Swagger, which sort of set up a feud that was on main event between Tyson Kidd and Jack Swagger. Maybe he did get the last laugh, getting the last win in their matchups. But it's not like it really went anywhere. I know that the Intercontinental Championship and the United States Championship doesn't really mean a lot, but Tyson Kidd should really be in that spot, really going forward. He, went to NXT. I don't want to say that he really gave up his spot because he didn't really have one. He really put a lot of life into his career. Seeing how good he was going down there and wrestling, like with Tyler Breeze and Adrian Neville, Sami Zayn. He was that guy that when you're, looking at him in there, thinking this guy could win the NXT Championship. And he did get a sort of an angle started with him and Natalya where he was sort of, going off the Total Diva stuff, which I'm going to talk about a whole lot in the Divas segment. So we'll get to that. But I mean, there's a lot of talent in this match. Kofi Kingston is not my favorite guy, but I think a lot of people look at him. Biggie Langston is a guy that I want to push all the way to the top. Tyson Kidd is a guy that should be there. And Cesaro had an awesome WrestleMania moment, tossing the Big Show out of the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. And, he started just stuck here in the Royal Rumble kickoff pre-show match. I'm not the biggest fan of Adam Rose, not the biggest fan of Xavier Woods. Both of those guys are two of the nicest guys in the world. They're just sort of here, so we'll see where we go from this match.